What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Stonks Maxxing. This is day 84, so almost 3 months now, almost 90 days. And today's episode, kind of want to go over this company called Constellation Energy. I actually just met some people there, and their stock is up 21% today. Turns out that they actually ended up striking a deal with Microsoft to open up one of their nuclear power plants. I think in Pennsylvania. They closed the power plant down because I guess no one uses nuclear energy in Pennsylvania. But now Microsoft is trying to create their own data center for AI workloads, and turns out that there's this existing nuclear power plant that they could use, and they're going to sign a 20-year deal. Samba. Oh. Allison, welcome to the chat. This one's interesting. So this guy, he ended up dying last week, rest in peace, but Sergio Mendes, he was a Brazilian samba artist. I actually was listening to some of his music earlier. He has this thing called bossa nova, which I guess is a subgenre of samba that kind of combines sort of jazz and Brazilian guitar type music. Yeah, bossa nova is fire. Aren't you supposed to be working right now? What happened? I'm gonna tell your boss. You're in my chat. Okay, I won't tell anyone. I won't tell anyone. I'm not too sure what these meant, to be honest, but let's go back to investing, and we'll go to let's see, sectors, energy, and companies. Constellation. Okay, so yeah. If you look at sort of the year-to-date numbers, the stock has pretty much doubled. So it was worth around 40 billion, and now it's worth 80 billion, which is kind of crazy. Love you too, Allison. Stay on the stream, eh? Keep me company. You can keep me on mute. Just stay on, please. Okay, so Constellation Energy annual report. Okay. So it seems like there are a decent amount of terms here that I don't know, but I'll keep something open up here. Okay, so what does Constellation Energy do? I think what they do is they're involved in greenfielding and also brownfielding. Greenfielding is the idea of you create something from scratch. Brownfielding is you either buy an existing power plant or maybe you make some type of improvement to an existing power plant. So from what they told me, they mostly dabble in the brownfield space. They don't actually spend the entire capex on building these power plants. That can cost like $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 billion. And there's a lot of regulation involved too, especially with nuclear. They're really bullish on nuclear. I guess that's one of the cleanest energy sources out there, and apparently they think it's pretty safe. I'm not an expert in any type of engineering, so I honestly have no idea, but could be doing some more research. I also, interestingly enough, talked to some people that are part of this venture capital family office. And there's an interesting company that actually produces drugs in space. I thought that was really random, but really cool. Okay, so what does Constellation do? Okay, so they are a supplier of carbon-free energy. Okay. Primarily nuclear, wind, solar, natural gas, and hydroelectric assets. Okay, so apparently they're selling electricity, so they sell electricity. They also sell natural gas. And also other energy related products. Okay, I'm not too sure what sustainable solutions means. I feel like that's kind of arbitrary. Including distribution, utilities, municipalities, cooperatives, commercial, industrial. Okay, so the good thing about these guys is it seems like they're really focused on the US, so I don't think they do any energy international, but everything is focused domestically here. I think that maybe makes this analysis a bit easier, but there's probably a lot of international law in energy that it gets pretty complicated. Okay, so they separated from Exelon. I remember seeing an Exelon sign in Baltimore. I thought they were the same company. I didn't realize they were actually two. Okay. It seems like they're also jointly owning this South Texas project. I'm not entirely sure what this is. Oh, okay. So this is a dual unit nuclear power plant located in Bay City, Texas. Yeah, this is interesting. Clint and Quad Cities unit contracts with certain utilities in Illinois. Okay, so yeah, maybe it'll be helpful to, let's see. So I read through some of this, and they've separated from Exelon. And they're also, it seems like, engaging heavily in their share repurchase program. Okay, so they separated from Exelon and then became, I guess the right term is they probably spun out. So spun out from Exelon in 2021. It seems like they IPO'd then. 2022 in order to govern the umbrella. Okay. Yeah, I'd imagine right now they probably do not want to repurchase their shares if it's gone up that much. Also, I don't know why this thing is so small. I can barely even read it. It's like 5 different, like it's like more Okay, I'm curious. So they have a lot of other stuff here. I kind of want to see their revenues. How does their revenues work? You have a $24 billion revenue business. Just round up to 25. Net operating revenue. The basis for this integrated management relations. RTO/ISO and other NERC regions. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that means. Glossary of terms. There we go. Okay, so maybe this we can find something here. All right, let's talk about RTO. What the hell is an RTO? Regional Transmission Organization. Okay. And ISO. What's an ISO? ISO. Independent system operator. Oh god, I'm tired. Alright. So RTO, ISO, and then NERC. I already forgot what these stand for. Independent System Operator. RTO is a regional transmission organization. Regional transmission organization. Okay, and then NERC. NERC. Northeast, maybe? North American Gas. North American Reliability Corporation. Okay, so let's see. Wholesale and retail electricity. It would be actually kind of helpful to watch a video on how does this electric grid actually work in the US. Let me see, so what if I just look up, oh man, I just realized my screen has been frozen this whole time. Rookie mistake. Okay, there we go. How does the electric grid work? These could be interesting videos to watch. Smart grid. Maybe how does the plumbing grid work? Yeah, these are all sort of like interesting things that I've never Okay, wholesale and retail electricity. Wholesale and retail electricity. So nuclear apparently is the biggest one here. Working capital. Okay, so they increase the working capital. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so it doesn't seem like they have too much debt on their balance sheet. Well, they raised around $3 billion. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. There's different types of debts here. Senior note. Okay. Supply source. So ranked by revenues. Their nuclear generation is the highest, or the highest revenue generation. Then you also have natural gas, oil, and renewables. I think probably natural gas can be thought of as shale, so fracking. I think that's what it is. And then oil is traditional oil that you get from, I think, drilling, which renewables probably is related to solar, wind, hydro. What's purchased? Power, totals. Okay, the following table presents nuclear fleet operating data for our plants, which reflects ownership percentage of stations operated by us. Excluding Salem and STP, which are operated by PSEG. Okay, so let's call these metrics, maybe? Metrics. So this is the nuclear fleet capacity factor. So it's the ratio of the annual output of a plant over a period of time to its output if the plant operated at its net monthly mean capacity for that time period. Okay, so that means if we have a ratio of 1, then the let's see, the actual output of the plant is exactly equal to the net monthly mean capacity. So if it's less than, that means that it's actually the output is less than the net monthly mean capacity. But I don't know what the net monthly mean capacity is. Consider capacity factor. Find ratio of so capacity. So constellation thinks that so the nuclear fleet performance. Okay, so the nuclear factor is a good measure of nuclear fleet performance. Okay, apparently there's... I'm back, let's go. Refueling outage days. Non-refueling. Refueling outage days. Okay, so probably I think I might have to end this stream around 3:30. Gotta do some work, some actual homework. Okay, so what are ZEC prices? Zero emission credit. Okay. So zero emission credits. ZEC. Compensated through state programs for the carbon-free attributes of... Okay, that's cool. Of nuclear energy. Point table includes the average. So ZECC reference price. I don't know how actually this works. So it seems like dollars per megawatt of energy. Megawatt per hour? I don't know. Probably dollars per megawatt. But is this something that fluctuates over time, and is this something that... It seems like it does fluctuate over time, but is this also something that Constellation books as revenue, or what's going on here? Yeah, I don't know. That's a big question mark. per megawatt for the periods. So how much does a household, how many megawatts do households use per year? $11 megawatt hours per year per average household. $14 megawatts per hour. So if this is on a dollar per megawatt hour basis, then if each person uses on average around 14 times 33, I don't know that off the top of my head, maybe 30 times 14 is 3 times 4 is 12 times 1 it's 3 it's 1 4, so 4,200. Right, you get the 30 times 14. No, sorry, that would be 420, I believe. And then 3 times 14 which is 42. It's 42. It's not a lot. If you're just selling to households. So what is purchasing power? Not entirely sure. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know what that is. I want to add something. Electricity prices, right? This. Electricity prices, right? These also seem to be quoted on a dollar per megawatt hour. Okay. Yeah, this one might take a while. I wonder who Constellation Energy competes with. Competes with Duke Energy, Next Era, Vistra, NRG, Exxon, Public Utilities. Are these joint stock? Are these corporations? I guess joint stock may be a little too vintage of a word. Okay, So I think with that, probably going to end this stream here. Spent around 30 minutes going over Constellation. What do they do? Well, it turns out that they actually are in the business of nuclear energy, mostly nuclear, also some natural gas, oil, and renewables, so solar, wind, hydroelectric. And they actually make a decent amount of money, so around 26 billion per year in revenues. And the way they do it is they sell sort of electricity capacity to different people around the world. Sorry, I wouldn't say around the world, but in the US. And two, they somehow buy and sell these commodities, so futures contracts, options on these electricity, oil, and gas. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time, I'd imagine it's probably to hedge their exposures. If they're thinking that they're producing too much electricity, maybe they could have some type of options or futures contract to sort of sell off the future demand or future production. Yeah. I'm your favorite streamer. Let's go. Thank you for tuning in, Allison. We also learned some acronyms: RTO, Regional Transmission Organization. I'm not entirely sure what these things are. Could be worth defining. Zero emission credit seems interesting. My take is government is probably subsidizing a lot of these nuclear power projects just because they're so expensive, but they actually produce clean energy. I think this could be a valuable thing for a lot of these competitors here, where they are probably also in the space of nuclear energy. How does the nuclear energy market look today? Yeah, I'd imagine it's probably pretty consolidated. I don't think there's a lot of players in the space. Okay, the small modular reactors, actually, these are interesting. Some arms. The next step. So there's actually a conference next week. There was a person from Intel that came to our school yesterday, and she gave a talk about the geopolitics around the semiconductor industry and also within the US government and really the international world at scale. And there was a conference she mentioned where the head of data centers is going to go. I think it's SCSP. Originally, I thought there was a whole wait list, but I think I was able to get an email saying I could get in today. Okay, AI plus Energy Summit. I think this is it. Let's see who's going. Breakthrough Energy and Terra Power. Strategic Technology Partnerships and Public Policy at AMD. Okay, United States Energy Association, Breakthrough Energy Ventures. Director, Maryland Energy Innovation Institute. Eric Washman. He could be an interesting guy to talk about. Dominion Energy, I think I've heard of that. Lawrence Livermore, Fervo. Interesting. Equinix, Commonwealth Fusion Systems, Carnegie Mellon. Oh, Anthropic too. Okay. Continental Breakfast and Registration. Opening remarks, keynote. Coffee break. Reception. Okay. Yeah, maybe it'll be good to do some quick bios on these guys. Let me see. SCSP AI Expo.
AI, and other emerging technologies are reshaping all aspects of our life, our economy, our society, and ultimately our national security. How we position in the next couple of years will determine
on the U.S. out-innovating the rest of the world.
It's about achieving better health outcomes. It's about how we educate our kids.
We have an ambitious China that is, flexing its muscles across sort of all elements of national power, military, economic, ideal. It's finding its way into every realm of society is to adapt those laws to current circumstances. I think the way you're going to win is by the speed with which you can innovate.
We're all here because of Ash Carter, and I'd just like to take a moment and give a round of applause.
What SCSP is doing here is actively creating a space where you have the forefront of technology combined with the forefront of our national security infrastructure and technology and leadership.
the overall objective of the Expo was really to bring private sector leaders, government leaders, academic leaders to one place.
Whether it's through cyber or whether it's through the air, whether it's through submarines, seeing all of the innovation, no matter what branch we are in, I think that it's just helpful all the way through.
The energy, the vast amount of knowledge, the ideas, the networking, the opportunities.
We envision the Expo is not merely an
Okay, so that's actually pretty interesting. I don't know how this one's gonna be, but gonna cross my fingers. Maybe take a look at some of these guys here. Who's Josh Parker? Josh Parker video. New York University School of Law, damn. Benjamin Schwartz. Seems like an important guy. Oh, he went to Johns Hopkins. Okay, that's cool. Okay, well, it's exciting. Alright, Allison, thanks for tuning in. I think you're the only one here, but it's all that matters, that you're here. Catch you later. See you guys.